How's it going, Twitch? My name is Skull, and on behalf of East Asia Soft, welcome to today's stream. Today, I am going to be playing Electronics Puzzle Lab 2 again. So on Tuesday, hi, Atomic Hero Squad, welcome to the stream. Tuesday, I played the first game, Electronics Puzzle Lab. Had a lot of fun with it, played it the whole way through, got some new record times. And today, I'm playing Electronics Puzzle Lab 2 to celebrate the fact that these games currently have a 2-in-1 bundle available. So, man, this is a great game that teaches you the basics of digital logic, of electronic logic. Even if that doesn't sound like something you might be interested in, you can think of it instead as a puzzle game, logic puzzle game. And I love these games. I've had a blast playing them this week, the previous weeks when I played both of them, and I'm looking forward to playing this again today. Let's go ahead and hop into this. I'm sure it'll take me just about an hour or so to get through all the levels in this game, but man, I am excited. This is such a fun game. Let's go ahead and just start with level 1. Looks like there's 50 total. There were like 90 in the other one, weren't there? Ooh, and this one doesn't show what your times are, what your rank is on them, huh? Okay, well, this is just going to teach you exactly the same as the other game, looks like. All you need to do is flick the switches and turn these LEDs on. Got some nice calming music in the background. That was a new record for me. Let's go. 0.76 seconds instead of 0.78. So yeah, this is exactly the same as the other game, just more of it. The NOT logic gate flips the logical state of the input signal, producing the opposite state at the output. So since we don't want any electricity going through it, we want to turn it off, and that will paradoxically send electricity through to the LED. That's how that works. So yeah, just like that. Level 5 already. The OR gate is a component that outputs true if any of its inputs are true. So, like that. It doesn't even have to be both of them, just one of them is enough. If you were here Tuesday, if you saw my last stream, if you watched the VOD, then you know all this already, but still, it is very nice for the game to give you this information if you didn't play the first one. Okay, and now we have introduced the blue LED. Whatever you do, don't let that turn on. So, first things first, we isolate it. I kept saying on Tuesday, I'm isolating the blue LED. What that means is I've made it so that no matter what I do on the rest of the board, it doesn't turn on the blue LED, and I'm free to experiment and screw things up, and it won't result in the end of the level. So what I've done right here is I've turned both of these off, which means that no electricity will ever go to the OR gate, which means the OR gate will not ever turn on, which means the blue LED will not turn on, which means it's isolated, and I could go ahead and do this and figure that out, just like that. Okay, blue LED is isolated. Simple as that. So yeah, that's my number one. I mean, obviously, if you're watching the stream, if you're watching the VOD on YouTube afterwards, first of all, hi, leave a comment saying hi back. Second of all, you could just always watch what I do and copy what I do in order to get the answer. But if you would rather figure this out for yourself, then my number one recommendation is to look for the blue LEDs first and do everything you can to make sure no power ever gets to them. That's step 1. Step 2 is solving the rest of the puzzle. which can be really easy. So we see here, for example, if I wanted to turn on this LED, it routes from a NOT gate, which means that I need to turn off all power to the NOT gate. So I need to isolate those. And see, if I hadn't flicked this switch, the blue LED would have turned on with turning this one off. So that's why you isolate the blue one first. Let's see. I believe turning this on will turn on this LED right here. Yep. And then I can turn that on, and finally that on. There we go. It's simple logic. This is isolated. This, oh, it's not isolated yet. Oh. Ooh, now this is interesting. I think I want to turn this off and this off. There we go. And then I cut this wire. See, this is level, what, 8? And we're already getting very interesting here. I believe if I turn that on and then this on. Ooh, not quite. And then this off. There we go. Hi, SML Podcast. How are you doing? Welcome to the stream. Cut you, and you. The blue LED is isolated. Let's look at the rest of this. Just like that. How's my holiday? I had a really good week. Wednesday, I went to the theater. And I saw Zootopia 2 for my 5th time. And then Avatar. Okay, we've introduced the AND gate. All of it needs to have electricity in it or it won't work at all. Like that. Then I came home, and as is my yearly tradition, on Christmas Eve, I watched The Santa Claus. Then Christmas Day, I woke up and watched holiday movies all day long. I got Violent Night for Christmas. It was one of my Christmas presents, so I watched that. It's still as funny as I remember. I watched It's a Wonderful Life. Had some really good food. Got some really nice presents. Got a nice, I wish I had it with me, a nice brand new plaid jacket. It's really, really comfortable. I got a few movies. I got a vinyl record. Not many presents this year, but the presents I got, I really, really love. So no complaints whatsoever. It was just a really good week. Well, I like it. I'm going to call Zootopia 2 my new favorite movie of all time. It was just as good as the first one, in my opinion. I really like it. So I've already got my ticket to see it again next week, even, for number 6. My record for the most number of times I've ever seen a movie in theaters was Star Wars The Force Awakens 8 times. My plan is to watch Zootopia 2 at least 8. My goal is 10. All right, let's take a look at this board. Blue LEDs are isolated. What else can we do? We need to cut that wire. Then we need to turn that on. And how do we get electricity here? Like that. There we go. I think at the very least, it's safe to say Zootopia 2 is the best sequel Disney's ever made. Okay, I want that off, and I want this wire cut. This blue LED is isolated. And then I think I'm safe. I think I'm completely safe with this one. Okay. So if I turn this off and this on, and turn that on, there we go. And then turn these two on. There we go. That's a fun film. I got the 4K release of that earlier this year, and I watched it, and man, I'm not saying that South Park is always good, but there's a reason why it's still around 25 years later. When they get it right, they get it right. It is one of the best satires that's currently out there. Okay. This blue LED is safe, and this one is safe. So, now what do I do? And there we go. Okay, this is the NOR gate. It's a digital logic gate that produces a true output only when all of its inputs are false. So, turn it off and it turns it on. Ooh, I see. Like that, okay. I think we turn that off and that blue LED is isolated. No, now it is. Now it's isolated. I was thinking of an AND gate, not an OR gate. Turn you on, set. And turn this one off and we're set. There we go. Oh, speaking of movies, my local used media store today had a 1 day after Christmas sale. Buy one, get two free. I picked up a pile of 15 Blu-rays for $25, and a handful of them still had their digital codes, and most of them came with an extra DVD. That's just crazy to me. Picking up, essentially, I think it came out to counting duplicates, it came out to like 25 films for $25. It came out to $1 a movie. I got some nice stuff. I got some Marvel Cinematic Universe films I was missing. I got some Best Picture winners like Argo and 12 Years a Slave. I got The Hunger Games Catching Fire. I got Magic Mike, which I've never seen, but for $1, may as well, right? I picked up a lot of stuff, a wide variety of stuff. Let's see, Casino Royale, Wanted, the Liam Neeson film, Taken. I picked up a lot of stuff. It was a good day, a good haul. You guys should check out your local used media stores. Maybe they're doing something similar. Okay, I need to isolate this. Okay. I need to do that first. Turn that on and then turn this off. Okay. And turn these off. This is isolated. We're safe. Okay, now how do I turn this one? Like that. There we go. Yeah, it is insane. Man, I'm up to... I actually have an exact number here. But my phone is plugged in backwards, so I can't check. I'm up to 713 unique movies in my collection, I think is where I'm at now. 713 films. Merry Christmas from Spain. Cumpleaños feliz. No, that's happy birthday. Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad. I know the song. My goodness. Merry Christmas to you too. Thank you. Shows how little Spanish I retained. Blue LED is isolated. Let's check out the rest. I need both of these on for that. Turns that on. Now I need to get this off. Wow, this is... Oh boy, this is interesting. On and... there we go. Oh, that's okay. That's actually pretty cool, man. Your buddy was really smart, actually. I don't know what I use Movies Anywhere, which includes Vudu, but it doesn't include like Paramount's the biggest outlier. So there's a few movies that I have a digital code that I have no way of redeeming. But my Movies Anywhere account, I could just look this up real quick. This is this is part of the stream. My movies. I have 142 titles on my Movies Anywhere account. 142. I have, like I said, 713 unique films in my collection. The vast majority of those are physical. I have over 700 physical movies. I think maybe 7 or 8 are digital only. I much prefer physical. Those physical movies are spread across all kinds of media. Okay, let me figure this out real quick. Off, and off. This blue LED is isolated. And so is this one. This one I'm very scared about. Cut you. Never turn that off and we're safe, I guess. Now, there's got to be something I'm missing here, actually. That doesn't make sense. Hang on. But yeah, those movies are spread out over VHS tapes, DVDs, Blu-rays, 4Ks, as you would expect, but also 3D Blu-rays, HD DVDs, which was a Blu-ray competitor 20 years ago. It lost. But you can still watch HD DVDs on an Xbox 360 if you have the attachment. And Laserdiscs and CEDs. Yeah, I have movies spread across pretty much almost every physical media that exists. In fact, just this week, I watched Muppet Christmas Carol on my Laserdisc because that's the best version I have, and it still looks great. It sounds fantastic. You know, Laserdiscs have surround sound. You plug it into a stereo, into a surround sound setup, and there you go. You get the full experience. It's kind of nuts. Well, that's, unfortunate, SML, but at the same time, HD DVDs nowadays are dirt cheap. Like, I'm talking 50 cents a movie, and they're still HD. They're still just as good looking as Blu-ray. I love collecting HD DVDs because you can get them for so cheap. There's not many movies on HD DVD, but when you find one that you don't have, it's an incredible deal. And again, it's just as valid as Blu-ray, except for the fact that Warner Brothers discs are like rotting beyond playability, which is unfortunate, but anyway. Well, for what it's worth, I thought, man, Ease Luigi, for what it's worth, I watched Avatar 3. I thought it was okay. I mean, I enjoyed it. I liked it about as much as The Way of Water. So, okay, I need to really focus in here. If I do this and this, okay, no, we're safe. Okay. I consider the first film like a proper cinematic masterpiece. Is it the best film of all time? No. Is it overrated? But in terms of like an actual film, fantastic, well made, a true cinematic achievement. The second film I thought was more or less just a good popcorn movie. Sit down, shut off your brain, get a big tub of popcorn to last for 3 hours, and you're in for a good experience. And that's about how I feel about Avatar 3. Yeah, disc rot sucks. HD DVDs are the worst culprit. The ones from Warner Brothers. Universal discs, fine. Paramount discs, fine. I have the first Transformers film from Michael Bay. I have that on HD DVD. It plays flawlessly. But when I try and watch Planet Earth on HD DVD, it won't even load the menu. It freezes too much and almost bricks the player. And there's nothing I can do about it. Unfortunately, that's just how it goes. And there we go. Took me a few minutes, but I've been talking with you guys. You guys are here to chat with me, right? That's why I'm here, is to chat. Okay, I believe that this blue LED is isolated. This one for sure is. So I should be free to, if I turn this off and this on, no, on, Wait a minute. Oh, I'm looking at the path wrong. Okay, I need this on and that on. And there we go. Yeah, I know. I know exactly what you're talking about, SML, yeah. the one that's Sigourney Weaver. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. I need to get the 4K of Galaxy Quest. From what I've heard, it's one of the best. It was one of the best 4K releases of last year. Okay, and now it's capacitor time. There we go. Excuse me. Okay, load in that. Flick the switch and boom. Okay, isolate the blue, very first thing. There we go. Okay. Blue is isolated. This kind of reminds me of Keep Calm and Nobody Blows Up. You guys know that game? It kind of reminds me of that. I guess just because you're working with wires and switches and numbers and stuff. I had isolated that blue LED and then I stopped paying attention because I'm busy talking with you guys. That's fine. You guys are here to talk. I don't understand people who stream and don't talk with their chat. Like, come on. Really? That's why we're here. That's why you guys tune in. There we go. What level am I on now? 25. This is the halfway point of the game. Wow, that's a lot of stuff to keep track of. Okay, isolated. I'll hold off on that for now. And isolated. Well, I mean, if you're like a speedrunner, I can understand it because streaming is the easiest way to make sure that you're not cheating, so that people watch your attempts over and over and it's obvious you don't cheat instead of just uploading a VOD. And a lot of speedrunners, you know, don't interact with the chat because they're busy focusing on the game. So for something like that, I understand, but I am a representative of East Asia Soft when I stream to you guys. That means it's my job to make sure I talk with you guys. I do want to cut this, by the way, and make sure that I'm answering questions and talking with you and just having fun interacting. Like, come on, right? That's why we're all here. That's why I'm here. Also, what is it with podcasts becoming popular again all of a sudden, like in the last few years? Do I want this off? Yes, I want that off. Okay. Ooh, then again. Okay, let's start from the beginning again. These two are isolated. What does it take to isolate this? I need to make sure that this never... Okay, just for my own confirmation. No, I do want this intact. In that case, again, just for my own confirmation. No, I think I do want to do this, actually. So... yeah, that's what I'm going to want to do. So the last thing I want to do on this puzzle is to flick this switch. Until I flick this switch, this blue is isolated. Then I flick the switch, it's not isolated anymore, but I need to flick the switch to activate that. This part of the puzzle is solved. I need to focus on everything else now. Never flick that. Probably flick that and turn you on. Do I want to turn you on? I need to reverse that. Turn you on. Okay. Okay. Never mind. Hi, Andrea. How are you doing? Okay. It's not only flicking this switch that I need to do, it's also clicking this button and opening that gate. Okay, let me try and solve this left to right instead. Right to left doesn't seem to be working very well. Okay, well, that solves that. Turn you on. And... wait a minute, what am I looking at? How's it go in through here? Turn this on. I think I never turn this on. I think my plan is to never turn that on. So now, okay, that's set. There we go. Okay, that one's kind of tricky. Okay, this is the NAND gate. It produces a false output only when all of its options are true. So 1 + 1 = 0, if you want it in digital terms. Which means if I turn off one of them, that's all it takes. These puzzles do get complex, so pay attention. I need to make sure that both of these knots are always on, which means that I can never let any power ever get to them, which means that's safe. That's safe. And there we go. But yeah, it was this weird thing, like in 23-ish, I know a lot of people I watched on YouTube, a lot of content creators just gave up making proper videos or even streaming and just started making podcasts instead. I get burnout's a thing. I've been subjected to burnout myself. Some days, believe it or not, it takes a lot of energy and a lot of motivation before I can set up the stream. I sometimes have to wait till the last minute, and then I have to remind myself I have to do it. Just do it and get it over with. Today is not one of those days. Today's a really good day, but I get burnout. But it just felt like maybe a quarter of all the YouTubers that I had watched stopped making content and started just making podcasts instead, and I just don't get that. All of them, it just felt like all of them at once, out of nowhere. Where did that come from, you know? Well, this is a NOT gate, so I assume if electricity goes into it... Oh, no, I need for electricity to go... Wait a minute. Yeah. So, if there's electricity going into it, then it does not send... Okay, you know what? I think that there's a glitch. It's not showing the electricity. So my guess is that there is electricity currently going from here to here. It's just not showing it on the diagram. I mean, it makes sense. We got it going into the capacitor. So that's a visual glitch. That's unfortunate. So just, if we have to flick the switch, make it the last thing we do, basically. That's easy enough. Oh, I don't even need to do that. Okay, then. Oh, I appreciate that, SML. But yeah, I mean, I read somewhere, this was years ago, like maybe in the mid 2010s. I read somewhere that the average YouTube channel lasts about 7 years, and that sounds about right. That's about how long my personal channel lasted when I would consider it successful. I still make videos, they just don't get many views. Every once in a while I get a video that gets views. But I know it's not my full-time job. This is my full-time job now, is making streams for East Asia Soft. Isolate you. This one's already isolated. So the last thing I need to do is press that button and we're set. Making sure things are still isolated so I'm safe doing this. Looks like I am. Okay. And turn you. No, I want you on, and I need energy through here. And ooh. There we go. 10 years, 10 listeners. That's I'm sorry, that's funny. Okay. Never turn this off, and this one is isolated, and oh, that's the only one. Okay. Okay, cut that wire. That's on. That's on. And that turns that on. Okay, I think I have everything in place. I just need to do it all at once now. Oh, and I'm still missing this. Okay. Oh boy. Oh, what did I miss? This switch. Okay. I need to figure out my order of operations. Flick. Okay, charge that. This. There we go. All right. Wow, 8 people watching. Let's go. Okay, we got the XOR gate. Produces a true output only when one of the inputs is true, but not both. So it's like the OR gate, except only one of them can be on, not both of them. Is this PlayStation? Yes, this is PlayStation. As you can see, my PlayStation 5. I believe this is also on Xbox. It probably is on Nintendo Switch as well. I'll actually check that real quick. Yeah, it's on Nintendo as well. It's on, well, pretty much everything. PlayStation, Switch, and Xbox. It even runs on the previous gen consoles, PS4, Switch 1, and Xbox One. Did I screw this up? I screwed this up. Hang on. Yeah, I screwed that up. Need to restart. Okay. One but not both, so... There we go. Level 33. 2/3 of the way done. Okay, blue LED is isolated. Well, I am just the streamer. I'm not the guy in charge of any of that stuff, but also I just realized there's a wrinkle in my green screen, which is just going to have to be there the rest of the stream. Oh, well. But yeah, it's really great to see the effort that the teams go to get games out there for people to play. I mean, what got me interested in EAS from the beginning is just how cheap the physical stuff is. Like, if you were to go to the East Asia Soft store right now, you could pre-order physical games for the PlayStation 5 for $20. That's nuts. And it comes complete on disc. One or two of those games is actually multiple games in one on a single disc for $20 in the year 2025, 26 in a week. Like, that's just nuts to me. Like, it just makes games so accessible, and the physical games especially, the quality is amazing. Truly. That's what drew me to EAS in the first place. And now, I not only play the physical games, I play the digital games as well. And it's only made me realize, wow, we do put out a lot of amazing stuff. And a lot of what we do is we port games from PC to consoles that a lot of people wouldn't have been able to play otherwise. And I've discovered so many games that have become some of my favorites of all time that I never would have known existed if it wasn't for this job. Oh yeah, and the sweet collector's editions too. Let's not forget those. Isolate, and... Okay, I think this is fine. Don't touch this switch, and there we go, that one's too. You failed circuit theory 2 times in university? Well, don't think of this as circuit theory. Don't think of this as electronics, as digital logic. Think of it instead as a logic puzzle. There we go. Oh yeah, I love music CDs. I love soundtracks so much. It's my favorite genre of music. Film soundtracks, video game soundtracks. Just out of frame here, I'm touching my wall of music CDs, and a lot of them are video game soundtracks. I love it so much, and I love that they're just thrown in with our collector's editions. Like $10 more. The standard edition's already cheap, but you get the collector's editions for a lot of these games. It's cheaper than buying a brand new game at retail that doesn't come with extras. And our collector's editions come with CDs, they come with art books, sometimes they come with little figurines. Like, man, I'd say this even if I didn't work for EAS. Bang for your buck, these are the best physical releases of any limited print company out there. It's awesome. It's why I love collecting them. That's why I've always loved collecting them. Okay, how do we do this? Okay, well, we turned that on for one. Needs to be like that. So if I cut power there we go. And turn you off. Ooh. Now we turn you on and you off. There we go. See, this is where it becomes a puzzle. Right? I mean, I have to wait. Not 3 years, hopefully, but my boss is sitting on a pile of games for me and has been since earlier this year. They ship from Hong Kong. Hong Kong does not currently allow shipping to the United States due to the thing that the guy has done. So yeah, there's a pile of video games that's waiting for me, and it's going to keep waiting for a while, unfortunately, but it's not my boss's fault. And hey, if I ever did want to get it and I was too impatient, I just did that. Okay. I could always just buy a copy myself. How did I turn you off? You, yeah, that's fine. How did I do that? Turn you off? Huh. Okay. I need this turned on. Oh, and I'm missing this. Huh. Missing this too. There we go. Evening, Dimlord. How you doing? We're having a lively conversation today. Okay, I need to get power into this OR gate real quick. Now I'm safe to do this. And there we go. Yep, CD singles exist. Put those on many GameCube discs. Yeah. Yeah, I know, Dim. Mini discs. Yeah. I forget what they're called. Like 6cm singles, 8cm singles, something like that. I have a few of those too. Very big in Japan, or at least they were. These days, I think people are just happy that whenever stuff gets a CD release at all. Okay, this is the X-Nor. Okay, level 39. Land on top of that, please. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of people do that. I mean, I was just talking with my siblings over Christmas. Neither of them has a DVD player. They don't have anything that can play DVDs. Here I am. I own multiple VCRs, innumerable DVD players, Blu-ray players, a 4K player, a Laserdisc player, an HD DVD player. I'm a physical guy. I love collecting physical media. I like playing physical media. So I always have something that can play my stuff. Got a turntable for my records. I have a tape deck for my audio cassettes that I never listened to, but I have it. There we go. But, you know, the fact is that the majority of people are more like my siblings, where they don't have physical media because they don't care about physical media. Okay. Tap that to end the level. I think I can just... Yeah, that's anti-cheese is what that is. So if I cut this wire, there we go. And boom, there we go. I mean, let's see. Last year in 2024, I appeared in a documentary film, and I gifted my siblings a DVD copy of that film so they could watch it. They haven't even taken it out of the shrink wrap because they don't have a way of watching it. So, that's just how it is for the majority of, that's isolated for the majority of people in the world. Okay. Never turn this on. There we go. And here I am. I was just mentioning earlier in the stream how I own over 700 films now. If you want to count my TV shows, I probably have over 800 titles in my collection as far as like movies and TV shows, as far as like DVDs and stuff. If you want to count individual DVDs and Blu-rays, discs, individual copies of films, I easily have over 1,000. I might have close to 2,000 just because I've doubled up on a lot of stuff. Plus, a lot of Blu-rays come with a DVD as an extra. A lot of 4Ks come with a Blu-ray as an extra. Don't forget, if you own a 3D film, it usually comes with a Blu-ray and a DVD. Or it could be like my copy of Alita Battle Angel, which comes with a 4K, a 3D, a Blu-ray, and a DVD all in one package, plus the digital code. I can understand having to downsize. Yeah, SML, I understand that. Does that include all Zootopias or just ones? No, I mean, that includes, like I have 713 unique films. Not shows, not, like, short film compilations. Like, theatrical, full-length movies, I have 713. If you throw in all of my TV shows, so, like, Home Improvement, Family Guy, The Simpsons, Planet Earth, just off the top of my head, I have all the Disney Plus shows that have been physically released. Get Smart. I have a lot of shows. It might be as many as 800 unique titles in my collection. And a partridge in a pear tree, yes. And, okay, this blue LED is isolated. As is this one, I think. Yes, this one is. Okay. If you want to count copies of films, I absolutely have more than 1,000. Just, again, a lot of official releases come with multiple copies of the film. So, there you go. Plus a lot of films I've doubled up on. Like, yeah, I have over 100 copies of Zootopia, and I have like 162 discs of Zootopia. But if you want to also include things that aren't Zootopia, like, let's just say Bambi. I own Bambi on VHS, I own it on DVD, and I own it on Blu-ray, which also comes with a DVD bonus disc. So there you go. Stuff like that. It adds up. And I am going to be showing off a lot of my collection in 2026 on my main channel. So, shameless plug. Go subscribe to Skull Shorticle TCG so you can see me show off my collection. Okay, where do I even start with this? I guess I'll just turn this on, see what happens. Let's start. So is that. I can press this button to light up that final LED. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Oh, looks like that worked out anyway. Okay. Okay, I got this LED I gotta figure out now. Just like that. There we go. Starter Squad. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what that is. Okay, and now we got this digital readout. What was the number it wanted me to make? Sorry. It didn't say. It didn't tell me. Level 44, okay. Okay, it's not telling me what number it wants me to make. That's a problem. Let me just make one number at a time until I get it right. That would be one way of making it more fun, huh? Let's start with number... one. Nope. Two. No. You're supposed to make the number 3. But it's not telling me here either. That's annoying. EAS Games 2026. I'm not currently... I mean, I probably have heard, but I don't remember any films right now from 2026, unfortunately, so... You want to help me out? You want to give me some hints? Oh, don't touch that one. Did I say games or movies? I thought I said games. Sorry. I know about plenty of movies come out in 26, but games, yeah. Struggling to remember any off the top of my head. Sorry. Okay. Well, it's not 8. It's not 9. Let's start with 1. It's not 3. It appears I am incapable of making a 1. So let's try a 2. I did say films. Wow. Shows you how shot my brain is today. I can't make a 2 either. Apparently this one only took me 27 seconds last time I did this. It's not 3. My guess is that it's a glitch. Like, it's supposed to tell you what you're supposed to make, but it didn't. Because we did have that in the other game. Wait a minute. I can do that. No, I can't do just the one on the right. I can turn it off on its own, but not on. Okay, let me try 5. It's not 5. It's not 6. I don't think I can make 7. So let's try 9. It's not 9. Okay, what? I made all the numbers I can. Let's just restart. Okay, let's try making a 1. I cannot use the bottom one ever because it'll flick that, so it's impossible for me to make a 1. See, look, this controls the right and the bottom there. So I can turn off the right one if this one's on, but I can't turn off the bottom one no matter what. So, man. I just wish I knew what this was trying to tell me. Let's try. I can't make the 2. Wait, I can make the 2. That's right. Maybe I'm supposed to make a 2 and I did that wrong. Maybe that's what it is. And there we go. It's a 2. Okay. Somehow I missed that first time. Okay, again, don't know what I'm supposed to do here. This is isolated, and that's isolated. Let's try a 1. Okay, this is just completely useless because I don't have any way of turning the battery off. This entire line is useless. Well, it's not 1. Can I make it? Yeah, okay, it's not 2. It's not 3. These both give the exact same. Of course they do. Okay, I see why. It's not 4. Okay. It's not 5. It's not 6. It's 7. Wow. Okay. All right, level 47. Oh, good. No more digital displays. It's just a simple gate. Oh. This one blinks. Oh, it's an oscillator. That's what that is. This game introduced an oscillator. Wow, the first one didn't have that. Okay, the last thing I want to do is flick that switch. I believe this is fine. Oh, flick the wrong switch. Okay, let's do that again. Cut this wire. Safe on this side. Oh, I needed to do that. And then this. What did I miss? Because it sure looked to me like everything was fine. It worked that time. Level 49. This and one more to go. Then I'll work on some records. You on, you off. Okay, this half the board is pretty much done. I just have to turn this on. Not so easy. Oh, how do I turn them both on at once? Gotta cut this wire. That's how. There we go. All right, last level. Okay. Cut that. Turn you off. Never flick this switch. Turn that on last. That'll turn on those two LEDs. This gets electricity from there and there. Oh, I'm missing this though. Okay. If I turn that off, and there we go. Best time was 0.76 seconds. Let's go. Well, Dem, we make our CEs a low number on purpose because that's about the right place where supply equals demand. Oh, I just started over from the beginning. Let's see if I can't do faster than 0.76 seconds. Come on. I know how this works. All right. I don't know what that was. 0.65. All right. I guess that's fair, Dem. That is fair. Yeah, I do wish that this game worked like the first one and it told you what the scores were on the main menu instead of you having to go in and actually see. Unless it's in one of the settings. It's not. Your language options are English, Portuguese, Spanish, Simplified Chinese, Traditional Chinese, and German, and Korean, and Japanese, and Russian, and Italian, and French. My goodness. That is a lot of languages. I guess for a game like this, you don't need many. Let's try this one, level 20. What's the current record? 30 seconds, 30.06. And it doesn't tell you what your time is either, so that's annoying. Ah, can't believe I just did that. Okay, level select 20. That was 22.67, much better. Whatever, I got a better time. Yeah, this one's a lot harder to try and go for higher scores than the other game because the other game, it showed you the scores on this menu and it told you what your time was after you finished. This, I don't know, this almost feels like the first game, and the first game feels like the second in terms of polish. The first game has 90 levels instead of 50. It gives you ranks based off of your times. It tells you what the times are after you've completed them. It gives you instructions for the segment, for the digital segment sections, so you know what number you're trying to make. This one feels like the lesser game of the two. This one actually feels like it's the one that came first for some reason, instead of that one. 26.92 seconds. Well, that was less than 26.92 seconds, I'll tell you that. But, of course, now I gotta reload the level to see what it actually was. That was 10.86. Could do it again. Yeah, never mind. I mean, we're kind of coming to the problem of I just don't have anything else to do or say. I'll try this one. 1:35. Oh, no, and I don't know which number I'm supposed to make. Let's try for 2. It's not 2? Oh, 3. It's not 3. Which one was this? Let's try for 5. Does anyone remember what this one was? This better not be one of those where it's different every time, because that would be annoying. Right, that one's completely useless. It's not 5. It's not 6. Is this one 7? This one's 7. Okay. Off, on, 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 on. Off, off, on. Okay. Okay. Off, on, off. Okay. Shoot. Off, on, off. Off, on. Here, I am going to do this. I'm going to make a Microsoft Paint thing so that I could... So I could just reference it. Okay, I'll do this again. Which one was this? Okay, that was 47, so the previous one was 46. I could definitely get a good time now that I'm cheating. Okay, cut, off. Okay, off, on, off, off, on, off, on. Let's go. What was my time on that? 11 and a half seconds. I will take that. Uh... There's the credits. Alexander, good game. Both these games are good. I like the first one better, though. It's longer. The UI is better for the user. But both games are great. And again, the whole reason I'm playing it this week is because there's a 2-in-1 bundle. You can get both games at a discounted price. I do think this one's worth it. If anything else, it's an easy plat. So yeah, I'm done. I've done everything I could do. This was fun, though. This was really fun. I'm glad that I played both of these games. Again, Electronics Puzzle Lab and Electronics Puzzle Lab 2. Out now. Go get them at a reduced rate. There we go. I'm very happy with how I did this week. This is great. I hope everyone had a great Christmas week. I hope everyone has a great rest of the year. We are just a few days away now from 2026. Let's hope that it's a great year. Between now and then, I still have 2 streams left, including the next stream where I will be continuing my playthrough of Twin Blades of the Three Kingdoms on Sunday. Hope to see you all then. Thank you to Dim Lord, Andrea, the SML Podcast, and Atomic Hero Squad, and Ease Luigi for being here. Shout out to the lurkers, and shout out to everyone watching on YouTube afterwards. Looks like the bot didn't come again. Apparently it showed up last week or last stream just as I was finishing up. Maybe it'll happen again this time as well. I guess we'll see. Anyway, hope to see you guys on Sunday. On behalf of East Asia Soft, I have been Skull. Have yourselves a great day and a great weekend, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye. Remember, get these games. They're fun.